Hey everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Shree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a podcast where I explore topics on mental health, physical health, nutrition, and everything in between. So if you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people, from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be, whether you are down, happy, excited, and everything in between. I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and of course, lift you up. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. Now let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the I'm Good podcast. If you are new here, what's good? What's poppin'? Thank you once again for joining me on today's episode. For all of my, did I say all my new I'm Good listeners? Yes. So for all my new I'm Good listeners, what's good, what's poppin'? And for all of my returning fam, my I'm Good fam, what's good? Thank you guys once again for joining in and tuning in today's episode. Like I said, you guys are some real ones. Like all of you guys, my new listeners, my old listeners, my whatever it may be, you guys are some real ones, and I always want to express my gratitude and thank you guys so much for tuning in to this podcast each week. Even if you miss a week, I understand, because there's podcasts that I listen to, like sometimes I miss a week, but then I binge and listen to them, whatever it may be. You know, it honestly is greatly appreciated if you only listen to one episode, or if you listen to them all, if you shared it, whatever it may be. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and checking out the I'm Good podcast, because listen, I'm forever thankful, and that's on period. Also, too, this podcast is sponsored by www.allthingsshree.com. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out www.allthingsshree.com and use promo code I'm Good Fam at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Yes, a special discount for you guys. Yes. So make sure you guys use promo code I'm Good Fam to get 10% off your entire order. And listen, make sure you go ahead and tag All Things Shree on your post. If you're posting on social media, whatever it may be, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, make sure you guys go ahead and use that promo code. Listen, thank you for everyone that has checked out the website, used the promo code. Thank you to all of my. Just listen, I just thank everybody for just rocking with me and just rocking with this podcast, just rocking with it all. Because listen, it's a journey and we all gonna get through this together. Also, too, if you are listening to this on an Apple device, an Apple podcast, if you're listening to this on an Apple device, if that's an iPhone, iPad, MacBook, whatever it may be, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating and review. It helps this podcast to get a little bit more exposure, and it helps this podcast to grow even more. So I want you guys to make sure you guys go ahead and leaving rating and review. It helps me to see what areas that you guys would like for me to talk more about, what you like or dislike. So make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating and review. That will be awesome. So if you're listening to this on any Apple device, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. It literally takes it takes like 30 seconds. It's really quick. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. And then also too, thank you guys for checking out our midweek roll call. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the midweek roll call. let me put it like this. The midweek roll call is released every Wednesday. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. The episodes are, most of them I feel like are less than a minute. They might be a minute or so, but make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. You can binge listen to them. You can write them down, whatever it may be, but make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. And I promise you, they will help you in some way. And I honestly too, this podcast, I hope that it helps you in some way. I promise you, like, this information that I put out here is not only to help you guys, it's also to help me. And I say that each week, like, I'm not perfect by any means. So a lot of this information that I'm telling you guys are things that I have done in the past, things that I'm doing currently, and things that I'm doing to try to improve different areas in my life. So listen, y'all, as always, feel free to take notes. I don't care if you write in the notes on a napkin, in your notepad, on your phone, whatever it may be. Feel free to take notes. Feel free to stop, pause, whatever it may be, to take notes. Feel free to take notes. Like I said, the information that I provide on this podcast has a lot to do with self-development, mental health, nutrition, all those type of things. And I know sometimes, it can just, sometimes like with me, when I listen to like self-development podcasts, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to write that down. So feel free to take notes, write them down, write down any information that you hear or whatever it may be. Like I said, it's always beneficial. I know for me, when I listen to like self-development podcasts, when I write down the notes, it's always good to kind of go back and read back and like, oh my gosh, like, oh, this is a good thing to do. Or like if I'm feeling a certain way, go back into the notes like, okay, well, might be something that I should practice or implement right now to make me feel better or do better, whatever it may be. So yes, y'all, make sure you guys, feel free to take notes. If you're driving, please don't take notes. Take mental notes. Or if you're driving with someone, have someone else take notes for you. But yes, y'all. So let's get on today's episode. So today's episode, I know I had a previous episode about this as well, but today's episode is more about stepping outside of your comfort zone and things that you can do to step outside of your comfort zone. Or I also like to say stepping out on faith. And one thing that I keep trying to tell myself is that you can't just have faith in one area. I think a lot of times, and I'll be honest with you guys. So I just recently took a plane. So this was my first plane ride since COVID. Okay. And I was nervous. First plane ride since COVID. I don't ride planes that often. Typically it was about once a year. The past couple of years, I've been riding planes about once a year. And, basically, me taking this trip, I'm like, okay, I'm going to step out on faith. Me going on this plane, I told myself I'm going to step out on faith. And something that I kept trying to tell myself was that you got to have unwavering faith. What does that mean? I can't have faith in one area. I can't say, okay, well, I have faith that I'm going to lose weight, but I don't have faith that I will have a good plane ride. So that's basically what unwavering faith is. I feel like a lot of times, I'm not here to preach to you guys, but I feel like a lot of times we have faith in one area. Oh, I have faith that this is going to work out. But when it comes to leaving your job or quitting your job to pursue your passion, oh, I don't have faith there. Oh, I have faith in this, or I have faith in you, but I don't have faith in another area. That's not the way faith works. And I forgot what sermon I listened to. Maybe it was Michael Todd. Shout out to Pastor Michael Todd of Transformation Church. I forgot. Or maybe it was T.D. Jakes. But that's not the way faith works. And I had to tell myself that. And that was the way I was able to get through my plane ride and stuff like that. Because I told myself I have unwavering faith. I can't just have faith when I feel like it. Or I can't have faith in one area. So like I said, whatever it may be, you can't say, okay, well, I have faith that I'm going to graduate, but I don't have faith that this business will blow up, or I don't have faith that my health will get better. No, you need to have unwavering faith. Like, faith isn't just one area. When you have faith, basically mature faith, for me personally, mature faith is faith everywhere. And yes, I understand that we all get weary and, we all have ups, downs. It's life, it's definitely life. But one thing that I had to tell myself and I had to learn was that I have to have faith in every area. Faith in relationships, faith in myself, faith through it all. Like, I can't just have faith in one area and lack faith in another. Now, most of us do because we're humans. But as you mature and as we get older, it's important that we understand, like, it's best to have faith in every area. So, I just kind of brought that up today and it kind of helped me just, with today's podcast episode or podcast topic. I want to talk about things that you can do to step outside of your comfort zone and things that you can do to step out on faith. Easier said than done. Guys, I will tell you this. Stepping out on faith, getting out of your comfort zone, easier said than done. And I'll be honest with you. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't feel good. I'm telling you, it doesn't feel good, but it will be worth it. Like, it does not feel good 9 times out of 10 because when you step outside of your comfort zone or you step out on faith, it's something that you most of the time haven't done before, or it might be something that you're anxious or scared about. But it's so important. I keep telling myself, I'm like, when I feel uncomfortable, I know I'm doing the right thing. To some extent, I'm talking about good things, not like nothing crazy. But when I have that sense of urge, if something is telling me, or God is telling me like to do something, and I feel uncomfortable and I don't want to do it, that's when I know I need to do it. Whether that be, something telling you to leave your job, and you're like, no, but something's telling you to leave it, but you feel uncomfortable because you don't know what's next, or you blah, blah, blah. A lot of times that's when you need to make that decision. If it's a relationship, if something's telling you like, oh, maybe you should let this relationship go, or maybe you should talk to this person. Maybe you should reach out to this person. Maybe you should try to communicate with this person. I always say this, anytime, whatever it is in regards to growth or whatever it may be, it's always going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone. Because, if you don't, it's fine to stay in your comfort zone, but you will never grow like that. You will never grow. And that's something that I had to tell myself, even with this plane ride. I'm like, I know I'm doing the right thing because I'm feeling uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Yes, that, but it's a different type of uncomfort. So a lot of times, like I said, if you're feeling uncomfortable and it's like a good uncomfortable, you're on the right track. Now, obviously, if it's a bad uncomfortable, like you shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable, okay, get out the situation, please. That's not the uncomfortable I'm talking about. I'm talking about being the good uncomfortable. So today's podcast episode, I just really want to talk about different things that you can do to step outside of your comfort zone, as well as stepping out on faith. So the first one on my list today I wanted to talk about was something that I did for myself, even with this podcast, was if you've ever felt like, I would love to start a business, but I'm scared that I won't get any sales, or I'm scared people will look at me. I'm scared that my family will say this. I'm scared that my friends will look at me like this. Start that business. If you feel in your heart that there is a business idea that you have and you want to start it, please start that business. God gave you that gift, whatever it may be, for a reason. Use it. And that's something that I had to do. I had to step out on faith. I was scared when I first launched my business. Well, when I first started this podcast, even still to this day, I'm really nervous, like even on my social media, with this podcast and stuff like that. It was nervous to tell people I had a podcast. But it's so funny that as I continue to step out on faith, I've been impacting so many people in so many different areas, so many different countries, and I never knew that this would happen like this. And so I think sometimes when we're scared to do something, if we're scared to start a business, we're just thinking of our own mind of what we see, but we have to expand that. You never know what could happen. Like honestly, you never know what could happen. So I would say if you have the desire to start a business, it could be your own business, a coaching business, mowing the lawn business, raking leaves business. I don't care what, playing the piano. It doesn't matter what it is. And I think a lot of times when we think business, we all think the same business. No, it can be whatever it is that you feel would fulfill your purpose in life, business-wise, whatever it may be. Start that business and you will feel uncomfortable. And no, I don't know everything about a business yet, but I have learned through the process. When I first started my business, when I first started, is nothing compared to where it's at right now. Now, are there still things I need to prove upon? Yes, that's normal. Google, Nike, Adidas, all those type of companies, they are continuously evolving. Amazon, that's how they're able to be like $1 billion company. So if you have that desire and you know that's something you want to do, I'm just telling you right now, let this be confirmation. Go ahead and start that business. You never know who needs your business. You never know the impact that you have. Start the business. I don't care if you don't get no sales or whatever it may be, or no clients or whatever it may be for 1, 2, 3 years. Listen, have faith in yourself, believe in your vision, and believe that you can do it. So that's the first way to get out your comfort zone. If you feel that there is a business that you want to start and you feel that there's something in you, whether it may be, like I said, it could be coaching, it could be anything. hair. It could be anything. Start that business. It could be YouTube. It could be you becoming a social media influencer. Whatever may be, start it. The next one on my list is do something new. Similar to starting a business. Do something new. I know this one is a little difficult for me too, to some extent, because like when I'm like start something new, I'm like, I don't know. But y'all, starting something new will really, really, really get you out your comfort zone. Like something that I did like 3 years ago is not really that serious, but something that I did with my, I was working at a company, whatever, and they decided to do like a paint. They did like a retreat. So it was like a paint day, like a paint night, whatever. Now, obviously for me, because it was part of my job, whatever, like job hours or work hours, I had to go, but it was something new for me. I have never painted on a canvas. Well, maybe when I was a child, but I had never did painting as an adult like that. And when I tell you guys, I had so much fun. It was just so like therapeutic to me. And honestly, y'all, my painting came out fly. I was like, ooh, I'm a little artist, period. But no, my painting really came out fly. And so I'm just saying that to you guys today to say that was me doing something new. You know what I'm saying? So that was me doing something new. So sometimes it may take you to do something new to figure out like, oh my gosh, this is something that I actually enjoy. So do something new, whether it may be riding a bike. Maybe you haven't rode a bike. Maybe you haven't rode a bike in years. Maybe that's swimming. I don't know, whatever it is, do something new and you will be amazed at, like, yes, you'll be nervous at first, but you will be amazed at like the adrenaline that you have and then how you'll be able to grow. Like something for me that I low-key want to do, but I don't have it here where I live in New York, is I want to go zip lining. But actually I lie. We do have zip lining here, but it's not that type of zip lining. I low-key want to go zip lining. Don't ask me why, and I probably won't do it because, first of all, I'm scared, even though I'm talking about stepping out on faith. I'm a little scared, but something about zip lining, I just feel like, I don't know. So that's something that I've been really thinking about, like zip lining. And like I said, where I live is not like true zip lining. I think, too, I was listening to a podcast with Eric Thomas, the Secret to Success podcast, and they were talking about how they went to Mexico and he went zip lining and stuff like that. And I was watching another YouTube with Queen and Clarence. I was watching one of their vlogs and they were ziplining. I'm like, why do I keep seeing ziplining everywhere? So that would be something new, obviously way out of my comfort zone, because I wouldn't say that I'm that adventurous. I mean, I'm adventurous, but ziplining, I don't know, a little scary for me. But the next one on my list is another way to get out your comfort zone or step out on faith, or to step out on faith, is say no. Say no. Listen, y'all, say no. And I'm still working on this. I'm still working on the N, the O. No. Do you want to? No. We should go. No. Can you? No. Would you like? No. No, 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 no. Start saying no. Like, sorry, y'all, I had to cough. Start saying no. Like, I feel like a lot of times, we are generally, as humans, we're yes people, like, oh, I'll do it. And even though we know that we don't really have time or whatever it may be, we still say yes. No, learn to say no. And honestly, yes, the person may be mad, but a lot of times that person is mad, that is a little selfish, because at the end of the day, depending on what it is, like I said, depending on what it is, but if you feel that it's not benefiting you, it's not adding value to you, or it does nothing for you, listen, say no. If you know you don't want to do it, say no. Listen to your intuition, because sometimes all the time, if you ask me, your intuition is the best GPS system to tell you exactly where to go in life. So learn to say no. I don't care what it is. Say no. If you feel like you don't want to do it, say no. No one should make you do anything. Let me cough a little bit. Sorry, y'all. The next one on my list is, listen, go to the gym. Especially our sisters out there. Like, I know, y'all got a little tickle in my throat. I don't know where my water is at. I'm looking for my water. Usually I have my water right by me. But the next one I would say on my list is exercise. For our sisters especially, like even me, like sometimes like I honestly just hate going to the gym because I don't like to be in front of people, and I'm like, I just want to, with COVID, I stopped going because of the pandemic. I wasn't going as much, whatever. But one thing that, I kind of avoided a little bit just because I just want to avoid was I was avoiding like exercising. And I mean, when I say exercising, I was avoiding going to the gym. So that was me going to the gym and actually physically working out in front of people was like me really stepping outside of my comfort zone. But as I continued to do it, I felt a lot better. Like I felt confident. I'm like, oh, I could do this machine, that machine, I could run this treadmill. But it's crazy how a lot of us, especially women, and I'll say men too, and definitely men, but a lot of us women, sometimes we just feel a little nervous to go to the gym and step outside of our comfort zone and work out in front of men, lift weights, whatever it may be. But I'm telling you right now, listen, if you know that you want to work out, and we also talk about this all the time, how working out improves your mood, I would say go to the gym, get outside of your comfort zone. Put on, if you have to buy cute workout gear, buy a cute shirt, a cute bottom, whatever it may be, go out. And if your gym is open, go to the gym, go work out. If you don't want to go inside of a gym, maybe you can walk around the park, but exercise, do something. And maybe try an exercise class that you never did. I think for me, when one day I went to the YMCA and it was my first time trying yoga, quite difficult, I should say, but nonetheless, it was a great class. Yoga, I commend anybody that really is able to do yoga. Yoga is not the easiest, but as you continue to progress with it, it definitely improves your flexibility and just helps you overall. And also, too, I don't talk about it that much, but it also helps with your mental health. Yoga, yes. Great way to meditate, great way to add that into your morning routine or nighttime routine, whatever it may be. Yoga is another great exercise. But yes, exercise is another great way to get out your comfort zone. And then the last one on my list today is, listen, take yourself on a date. I don't care if you are in a relationship, whatever it may be. Sometimes you need to just take yourself on a date. Sometimes you need to get to know yourself. Ask yourself, what's your 5-year plan? When we on dates, we ask this person, that person, what's your 5-year plan? I mean, I don't ask that on a date, but I'm just saying some people, ask that, like, what's your 5-year plan? Or what do you see in this and that? Take yourself out on a date. I don't know. I've never done it. I've never taken myself to the movies or anything like that. But I have went out to eat, before. Not intentionally, I should say. But unintentionally, I went out to eat. Not like at a fancy restaurant, but I have ate by myself before. But take yourself out on a date. Like, just do it. And you honestly, too, for any single woman or for any single guys out there, whatever it may be, you never know. By taking yourself out on a date, you might find your significant other. You might find your boo, your bae, your whoever, your wifey, your husband, whatever it may be. You never know. But you won't notice until you get outside of your comfort zone. So take yourself out on a date. Go to the park. Go to the movies. Do things that you enjoy without someone else. So, and also too, it shows that you're available. So if you're a single person, whatever it may be, it shows that you're available. But if you are in a relationship, I still think that it is healthy to do things for yourself once in a while. So obviously, if you are married or if you have like a fiance or you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, if you're a girlfriend or boyfriend, I'm not saying go out there and be like, hey, look at me, I'm single. No, obviously do things, obviously don't be single. Okay. Period. So, but I think it is really, really, really important to, like I said, take yourself out on a date, get to know yourself. I think a lot of times we do so much for other people, hence jobs, whatever it may be. Listen, y'all, I can go on a rant. We do so much for other people. We don't do nothing for ourselves. Like literally. Just think about that. We do, people that have kids or whatever it may be, we do so much for other people that we sometimes forget about ourselves. And by the time we think about ourselves, the other people are grown up, whatever, they're doing their own thing. And we're looking at ourselves like, what did I do? What did I accomplish? So just take time to do something for yourself. Take yourself out on a date. If that means you got to take yourself on a date inside your own house, run a bubble bath, watch your own Netflix movie, whatever it may be, pop some popcorn, take yourself out on a date. You deserve it. We all deserve it, okay? We all literally deserve it. So that was it for some tips on things that you can do to step outside of your comfort zone, as well as stepping out on faith. So those are some things that you can do. And so you know what time it is. It's time for this week's quote of the week. And this week's quote of the week, I love it, love it, love it. I'm like, I got to bring this one to the podcast. I love it. I love it. Love it. It's about stepping out on faith. This week's quote of the week is, do not ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Period. Let me say that again. Do not ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Period. All right, I'm good, fam. We are now at the end of this week's show, and I hope this information was helpful, insightful, and everything in between. Do not forget to make sure you guys go ahead and check out our sponsor, www.allthingscherie.com, and use promo code I'mGoodFam. And don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this podcast. Share this podcast on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, whatever it may be. Share this podcast with a friend or family. Leave a review. Do what you got to do, okay? Listen. I love the love. I just love it all. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. And thank you guys once again, as always, all of my beautiful people. Thank you guys once again so much for tuning in and listening. And I will see all of you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.